Mitakiyapi, ambetiwashte you hape. Hello everybody, I hope you are having a great day. Today I wanted to share a story that has been passed down onto my people. I may have mentioned it before, but I am Native American and I am of the Oglala Lakota tribe. So this story is called The Great Race. There's been many variations of this story, so this is my interpretation of the story. So this story starts off in the Pahasapa, also known as the Black Hills, which is located in what we now call South Dakota and part of Wyoming in the United States. This is what it currently looks like today. Lots of trees, lots of hills and mountains and lakes. Very beautiful. Many, many moons ago, our ancestors were thought to have originally hunted the Tatanka, also known as the buffalo. However, this was not the case at first. It was the Tatanka who hunted and ate our ancestors at first, as they believed they were the most powerful creatures on the land. They ate so many of us that it was thought that was why their heads looked the way they did, a different shade from the rest of their body because it was growing the hair from man, and their mouths had beards as a reminder to everyone that they were eating them. This was becoming too troublesome to the man, as they were losing many of their relatives. The people told the Tatanka that they will consume so many of them that there will be no more of us. The Tatanka said that because of how powerful they are, they will continue to do so. Until one day, the Tatanka came to the man bragging about themselves. The man told them how unfair they were being to the people. The Tatanka had told the man, "Let us settle this in a contest. We shall have a race. Whoever wins will get to eat the other person." Everyone agreed. The Tatanka said, "We shall race around the Pahasapa. Whoever crosses the start at least once shall be the winner." The Tatanka then laughed and said, "We have 4 legs. You only have 2. If a 4-legged creature crosses, we shall continue to devour you until you are gone." To which the man said, "And if a 2-legged creature crosses, we shall be able to eat you within moments." Birds began to appear and land among the people. They began to speak. "We will race with our relatives and make this a fair race, as you have 4 legs and we have 2, but we have wings." The Tatanka laughed and said, "No matter how fair you think this will be, we will still come out victorious. The race will begin tomorrow at sunrise." And the Tatanka ran off. The man and birds had gathered and feasted before the race the next day. They prayed to Tunkashila, the grandfather, Great Spirit, and asked for help during this difficult time. Tunkashila had answered and said, "This race will be difficult. You will suffer. Your feet will bleed and paint this earth. But you are not alone. You have relatives that have come to help you, the 2-legged with wings. If you believe in each other and trust one another, you may come out victorious." Hechitu, so it is said. The 2-legged continued their feasts and offered thanks to the Creator for blessing them with at least one more day, regardless of the outcome of tomorrow's race. The next day, everyone gathered at the start. The Tatanka and other 4-legged creatures gathered as well. Foxes, dogs, deer, antelope, rabbits, any creature you would see across the land. They spoke and said, "We must help the 4-legged win, for you are a threat to us. Should you win, you will eat us too." While the man and 2-legged felt a bit of fear, They responded to the four-legged creature, shouting, "Hokahe! Today is a good day to die." The sun began to rise. As it completely shone into the sky, every creature ran. Like Creator said, the man's feet began to bleed, and it painted the earth. Still they kept ringing. The winged also flew, and despite their speed, their wings grew tired, so they had to rest, falling behind. Not only were the two-legged falling behind, the four-legged huddled together, making it near impossible to get in front. This continued for days, as the Pahasapa is very large. The best runner for the man was trying to keep up as best as possible, until a small magpie landed on his shoulder. The magpie spoke to him and said, "My relative, take me to the herd." The man spoke and said, "I cannot. If I do, I will tire myself, and I will have risk us losing and risk being trampled." The magpie spoke again and said, "Trust me, Kola, my friend. I have a plan. If we do not try it, they will beat us." The man spoke and said, "What if I cannot make it? What if your plan does not work?" The magpie spoke and said, "Trust me as I trust in you. The only way we have a chance at winning is if we believe and trust in each other." The man took a deep breath, ran as hard as he could, his feet bleeding ever so hard, until he was in the herd. He was very close to being trampled. He ran as close to the leader of the herd, the biggest Tatanka, the one who bragged about eating man, until the magpie said, "Bilamaya Kola, thank you, friend," and it flew off. The man's feet gave way, and he could no longer stand. But as he was falling down, he saw the magpie land behind the Tatanka's head and tucked itself away so that it would not be seen. The race was coming to a close. Days have passed, the earth painted red in the formation of the race. The Tatanka grinned as it was coming to the start. He smelled the blood from the man's feet as he circled around the Pahasapa. The sun began to rise. Little did they know, Tunkashila, the Creator, in the form of we, the sun, began to rise. He was watching the entire race. The Tatanka ran faster towards the start as he knew he was going to win. The magpie, however, perched himself onto his horn. He waited until he was closer to the start, and the sun rose. The magpie flew, and it flew into the sun. And crossed where the start of the race was. Tunkashila spoke and said, "The two-legged have won. Magpie has crossed the line before all of the creatures. Man can now eat those with 4 legs." The Tatanka grew angry. They said that they should have won because of how powerful they were, and will still eat the man anyways. The man said that they agreed on the conditions and that in the Lakota way, you do not go back on what you agreed upon. The man did say, "Even though we have won and we can eat you, we will not eat all of you. We will not give you the same burden that was put upon our people. We will take what we need and make use of you so that every part of you will be honored. We will also give thanks for the blessing and offering from you. We will do this at least every year in the center of where we raced, to not only thank you for the offerings you have given to us, but to also give thanks for your sacrifice for our people. We will not forget this day, as we have both raced to compete with each other for ourselves and our relatives." The Tatanka spoke and said, "Very well. Should you honor us, we will uphold the agreement. I see us no longer as enemies, but as relatives now. We ask that you please use our skull as a way to honor us when praying. Ah, Hechtu, Mitakiyapi, we are all related. And the Tatanka ran off, and the man continued to honor them for years to come. So, that was the Great Race. So let's so a few things here. It's the origins of it is, there's a few things to also, themes of bravery, trusting in one another, to also be thankful for your blessings, and to also not, just take things without, wasting in a way. And also to just be thankful for everything and to show thanks. But it was also a creation story. So in our culture, we do heavily use myths and legends as a way to explain creation. So let me show you a little thing here. I mentioned that the Pahasapa, or what we now call the Black Hills, is located in what is now South Dakota and part of Wyoming in the United States. So the myth is that the race takes place around the Black Hills. Like, it goes all around. So it's a big area. It is a big area. So let's take a look. So this is just kind of a little map here of where the Black Hills is. So you can kind of see right where it is. That's how the area of land that the Black Hills covers. It covers a big chunk of it is in South Dakota and some of it is in Wyoming. Now, this was pretty interesting, but there were, back in the day, in the archaic ancestral days, a lot of people were aware that it was in the shape of a human heart. And to know that without, satellite images and all that technology and stuff was quite fascinating. To hear that these stories, being told over centuries, that the Pahasapa is in the shape of a human heart. Now, here's where it gets a little interesting. I'm going to go here. Here's some topography. I think I'm saying it right. But I don't have a mouse here. I don't know how to turn it on. But this is what it looks like, the land formation of the Black Hills. You'll notice in the center, it is in fact the shape of a human heart. But look around it. It's red. I find that really peculiar that they used red to mark that level. But in the story, blood from the feet paints the earth red to mark the outline of the Black Hills. Because I guess it was thought to be the shape of a human heart. So those are two images of it that, drawn. But let's see here. This is a 3D one. Kind of gives it that, makes it pop out more. But same thing, this looks more like an actual organ with that red outline as well. I'm not 200%, knowledgeable about topography and why they used red for that area around the center. But let's see here. But that's the topography looking thing with the little 3D effect. Am I using that term right? I don't know. I'm probably using it wrong. I just know it's like a 3D map. If I'm using the wrong term, I apologize, but that's what's going on. Is we have the Black Hills here, and it's in the shape of a heart with a red outline around it. Okay, and then these are satellite images of the Black Hills, and this is what they actually look like without, any labels and all that stuff. It still looks like a human heart. So back in our archaic ancestral days, this is where they would gather to pray, because they believed that this is where life was and where it was beating. I hope you enjoyed my story. I'd like to share more in the future. And I thank you for joining me today. And I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Ahechtu, Mitakiyapi. We are all related. Dokshake. Bye.